Today our guest is Ana Maria Arias. And Ana is the owner of Majestic Balloons. Ana, welcome. So nice to have you here. And we want to find out all about your business and your company and what you do. And we're just going to have some fun and chat a little bit. How's that?
It's good. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm okay.
You'll do great. So, Ana, maybe we could start with the basics. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background and stuff like that. I find it very interesting. And please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, my story is really short. Like, I moved to Canada 21 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I'm from Colombia. I moved to here. It's because I know a lot of people needs to move because of financial reasons for study. I moved it because I was studying back home, and I realized if I want to graduate, I have to have English.
Okay.
And I know for sure back home, I don't gonna learn anything.
Right.
So my dad, my mom and my dad, they get divorced like long time ago. My dad was living here, and he said, Ana, it's a great opportunity to come here to study. And I was thinking, I have the thought that in 6 months, I'm gonna learn.
Right.
And I came for 6 months. But then I fall in love. I met my husband, and I decided, you know what, I want to stay here. So I start like from zero, from scratch. Like I start high school. I came when I was 19 years old.
Right.
But the funny part is like I start doing culinary business. I was actually I'm a chef. I used to be a chef. I used to work in a restaurant. But when I get pregnant, I decided, no, I wanted to be a full-time mom. So I decided to stay with my kids. But I always actually working, not working. Actually, I like to do things with balloons. I like to create garlands, but I didn't have any knowledge about that.
Right.
So when I realized that my kids needs to come, go to school, I need actually to start working again, I said, no, I have to change my career. So for my mother-in-law's 60th birthday, I organize everything. And it's when my husband say, Ana, you are good doing this. So why you don't actually working with balloons?
Wow.
And yeah, I'm started working with balloons probably since that time. But I didn't realize that you need to study. You need to get knowledge.
Right.
It's not something that you can do it. There is a lot of YouTube videos when they actually you can get an idea. But when you want to have your own business, you have to
do
prepare.
Professionally. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's actually a little bit.
So that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Okay. That was actually my next question. So when you started, and where are you located, Ana? You're in the Cambridge, sort of Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge area?
Yeah. We're serving, we are located here in Cambridge, but we go anywhere. As soon as the client pay the delivery fee, I don't mind. But yeah, and most of the time I do local because I notice there is a lot of beautiful balloon designers or people that works with balloon in Toronto area. But it's pricey, and it's a lot of money to move people from Toronto to here.
Right.
So I just realized, okay, that's a good opportunity. And that's why we decided to actually work more local.
Okay.
But if somebody wants my job, we do sometimes Woodstock, we do Toronto, we do Milton, Oakville, Burlington. There is so many places.
Right. So there's opportunities everywhere for this type of work.
Yes.
So there's a skill set, obviously, to this, right? And it's a skill set you had to go learn and stuff like that. I would imagine it's fairly difficult when you're starting out, but you're also a very creative person, right?
Yes, actually, I have most of my friends says, and I don't know how you do that. It's I think you have to have that part that you like to work with crafts, and you have that ability to work with, I don't know, painting, doing that kind of stuff. But with balloons, it's a different story. I always think that balloons read your emotions. If I'm upset, if I'm on rush or something like that, I have to breathe, say calm down, because if I'm continue working, the balloons are going to start popping. That's my belief. I think you have to have a connection with that.
Okay.
Because what you're showing with balloons is an emotion. For example, if I do a 60th birthday and somebody wants a marquee number with a balloon garland, what they expect then that the birthday person is going to be, wow, Oh, that's
yeah, wowed by
amazing.
it.
So it's the emotion that I want to express. So that's why when I'm working with balloons, I'm trying to show that.
Okay.
I want that the person that is going to receive that decoration or that piece of balloon bouquet or something like that is going to be like, wow. Especially the kids. The kids are amazing. Like
Right.
the best gift that I can receive from kids, and sometimes parents share the pictures,
Right.
is that emotion. Is like, wow, mom. Or they want to sleep with the balloon bouquets in the bedroom.
Right,
And sometimes
so
they
pretty.
send me pictures from 6 months and they say, I'm still having those balloons. And it's like,
Right.
oh, seriously? Oh my God, it's amazing. So I think you need to love what you do. So
Right,
that's one of the
absolutely.
things that I think that I have.
So the passion's there.
Exactly.
So tell me, like, you go to your website, and I can tell that you're very family oriented. You talked about it already a little bit. Tell us about that, because obviously on your website, you see pictures of your family and stuff, having fun doing this. Tell me about that sort of.
Okay, one of
Part
my
of Ana.
dreams is to have a family business.
Oh wow, okay.
Why? Because I already talk with my kids and they say, you can do whatever you want. Like you can be a professional soccer player, you can be a professional dancer, or you can be like a lawyer. Anything that you would like, I'm totally like, I'm gonna be with you.
Right.
But for that you need like time.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer my kids, instead of going to Tim Hortons or going to any place to work, I prefer they work with me.
Right.
And I'm gonna be able to teach how like is the way to work.
Okay.
We never know, like things can change. Like
Yep.
for example, my career is like culinary management, but I'm not actually working in that. They can go to school, they can go to university, and they can realize, oh mom, this is not what I want. And they have always an open door to come back
Right.
and work with me. And in the future, when I'm retired, say, okay, you can work. And that's one of my dreams. Like I can have
fantastic.
like a family business. I love to work with my husband, with all of respect, because I have friends that they say, no, I can work
I
with my
can't do
husband.
that.
But
Well,
with
that's great.
him, like I think we're a match. Like
Right.
I'm afraid to heights. And I'm the creative person.
Right.
And he can be the person that is gonna be on the ladder,
Right.
putting the garland without like anything.
Does he at least get a hard hat on?
Yeah, and yeah, I think you need like that match. You need
Yeah, yeah.
and he's always support me in
That's
everything.
great,
Like
yeah.
he's like, no, Ana, you can do it, because sometimes when you are in rush and you need to finish something, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I can do it. And he's like, no, you can do it. You need that support.
Yeah, that's
And
fantastic.
it's so good that you can have it from your family, right?
Right,
So
right.
if I have that option, that would be great.
That's a confidant. No, that's awesome. That's great that you have that. He's a super guy. So tell me, what makes, if I were to look around for someone in your field, what makes you different and stand out? And I think you touched on a little bit of it, but what makes you different? Why would I go to Majestic Balloons?
Oh, so many reasons. Okay. I know I really appreciate like every person's work, because I think everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
I always compare my work like with, let's say, from Colombia we have empanadas.
Okay,
And that
yeah.
is, a lot of people know what is that,
Right.
the dish. And it's so many places back home that you can find it.
Right.
So many people is selling empanadas. But I like one place.
Right.
And for example, if I compare that with my business, is because, let's say, I'm always picky with customer service. Like, I don't like to wait. I'm not a perfect person. So sometimes probably I'm busy doing an installation. I can actually answer right away. But at least I let you know, I get your message.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to you as soon as I can. So I think people appreciate that. I take the time to
Right.
talking with my client.
Very responsive. yeah.
Even though if probably I just realized that you don't gonna buy anything that day, but probably in the future, probably you're gonna have like a friend, a family member, or somebody. Probably that day you don't have the budget, but probably in the future your family member is gonna have a budget. So I think one of the things is the customer service. The other one is the passion that I put.
Right.
And I'm trying to learn. Every time I'm learning something different, because I don't want it to show you all the time the same. Like I have clients like for more than 5 years, and every year they're celebrating the birthday. I don't want it to show them the same thing.
Right.
So even though it's gonna be a different team, no, it's different. It's like I would like to give it ideas. I would like to give, this time we're not gonna do a garland. This time we're gonna do helium. bunches with a little bit of balloon mosaic. We're going to do foil balloons. Instead of doing an arch with balloon latex, we're going to do it an arch with foil balloons.
Wow.
So different kinds.
So you think you try to be different and challenge yourself?
And sometimes they challenge me. And I love when they challenge me because that show me that I can be creative.
Right.
That I can be different things to them. So that's another thing that actually makes me different.
Right.
And the most important part, it's myself. The personal touch that I give it in every piece. And I always give more. And the clients that I have, they already know. Because I can show you like a mock-up, but when I'm on site, it's like, no, this need a little bit more.
Right.
Because it's by my eye. And sometimes it's like, no, it's too much. But it's like, that's the way. I prefer to be happy.
Right.
Because I want, who does those balloons? And it's like, no, I would like to know, like people say, it's Majestic Balloons. And they already know that it's a good and nice piece.
Right.
Not something like, that's balloons, just balloons.
Yeah, no, that's great that you take that, make that extra step and that personal effort to contact clients and to give them what they want and to be creative and challenge yourself as well, right?
And sometimes I have to teach them because sometimes they don't know. They don't even, sometimes they are confused. What is an arch? What is a garland?
Right.
Sometimes they confuse, what is I just want a cluster of balloons, but sometimes they just want a mini garland.
Right.
So sometimes you have to guide people.
Sure.
And you have to know what exactly they want.
Yeah, half of the stuff you talked about I didn't even know, like the foil. So, I mean, I can imagine there's an awful lot more to it than people realize, right? So
yes, because I grew up in the same way. I know, what is a balloon, right?
Right.
But I don't know, with balloons, you can make so many different things.
Right. No, that's great. So it's so obviously you're in a competitive marketplace, and it's interesting the analogy you use to compare empanadas,
That's the easy way.
It's just basically where my mind is always at, is up food.
Or tacos, right?
Yeah,
you can find.
But it's a great analogy, though, a comparison, anybody can have a balloon company, but is it going to be creative? Are they going to be passionate about their work? Are they going to have the kind of level of customer service you provide? And I've seen your work recently at the Chamber of Commerce meeting up at the Ford dealership in Cambridge. Incredible work you did there. So I can see that you clearly care about your work and the finished result, and clients really appreciate that. So, and they spoke volumes about it too at the show. So that speaks about the passion you have for your business. So good for you. What type of products? Maybe you can tell our listeners, what sort of products do you have? That you have, because I know on your website you have a lot of stuff listed there, which again I learned a lot about, but. Tell us a little bit about what you have to offer.
We can create some, because that's one of the things that when I mentioned that I actually am graduated from the name of the career is Professional Balloon Designer.
Okay.
It's in the States.
Excellent.
And when they opened that opportunity, I was so glad.
Right.
Because you always do courses. You do a lot of certifications, and you can actually learn from different coaches around the world. But when you have a career, you have the opportunity to learn to create so many things.
Right.
So we can do the classic way, because for more of I don't know why companies like the classic way. They are really I want an arch, 2 towers, and that's it.
Oh,
and so they have the big room that we can create
all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God, it's okay, I know it's money, but sometimes if you want to impress, you want to make a good impression of your party, you need to be different.
Yep.
So, but we can offer the classic way. We can have, we offer balloon garlands. We have balloon towers, but I call them crazy towers.
Okay.
Because I like to put different kinds of balloons. So
and it's literally a tower, right?
It's a tower. Right. So I have a jumbo balloon latex as a topper.
Right.
But you can use a foil balloon too. It's totally up to the client. But I like to incorporate different size of balloons.
Right.
For people that doesn't know, it's we have, actually balloon latex comes in different sizes. They come 5 inches, 11 inches. Depends of the manufacturer too.
Right.
They come in 9 inches. The biggest ones is 36.
Wow. So
there is so many kinds. So I like to incorporate tiny balloons, foil balloons, tassels. I like to we personalize the balloon topper with the logo or a personal message. That's why we call them crazy towers, because we can put
you can
anything
do pretty
there.
much anything, yeah.
We offer like balloon bouquets. Balloon bouquet is a balloon arrangement. The difference is like we can put number. For example, for kids, they say, oh, I have actually a funny story. We have a 2-year-old, and the theme was rock. Yeah, rock. And I say, okay, rock for a 2-year-old. And like, okay, fine. I would like to make rock theme, but I don't want it too deep. I don't know. I want it looks cute.
Right.
So I talked,
right?
I talked with the mom, and she's, no, I trust you, do whatever you want.
Right.
And I trying to incorporate cute things, but I incorporate like a guitar. One of the hands, I'm not a fan of rock.
Right.
So I don't know, they do something like that with the hands. I made it interesting. With the number, we personalize the number too. Like we're trying to incorporate whatever likes. Like if somebody, like sometimes the kids like so many things, hockey, they play different sports.
Right.
So in that balloon arrangement, I incorporate like a soccer ball.
That's
incorporate like a hockey stick if they like to play like different sports.
Right.
So that's why sometimes it's hard to give you all the products that we offer.
Sure, because it could be A to Z, right?
Exactly. But the thing is, like, if you came to me and you saw like a balloon wall, the whole wall filled up with balloons, I'm gonna be able to make it.
Right.
I work with balloon twisting. It's when you see all the pieces that, I don't like to call it like that, but like the long balloon.
Right.
When in Paris make animals
and stuff like that.
That is called twisting.
Okay.
And that balloon, they come in different sizes too. But you can create like actually I have one of the website, I have a witch.
Okay.
It's called distortion. So you put in one balloon, you put inside different balloons to make the face.
Oh, really? Okay.
And the cloths, the
clothing?
But the clothing, but it's the name of that. I forget it. The thing is, like, you can
like
work.
A robe or something?
Yeah, you can do like the legs, the hand,
really?
Arms, everything.
Really?
With those kind of balloons. So for those, you need technique. But it's hard to say. Like I always say, I offer a service, but I offer products too. But you can find everything. Like if you have something in mind,
so if it's not on your website, it can be created.
Exactly. Okay. It's something that if I have the knowledge, I can do it. And I'm in the point that I can read work. Right. That's why sometimes I ask my clients, can you send me an inspirational picture so I can have an idea what you have in mind? And we can create something for that. I always make sure it's not going to be the same. It's not my work. We're going to do this. Or sometimes I send pictures of my work so they have a better idea. Like what they're going to,
yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a mix of both. So tell me, you rent balloon art as well. Do you?
I rent
balloon art. Do you rent art as well? If somebody wanted something for a show, can you do that sort of stuff? Let's say, for instance,
we have the service of rental.
Right.
To make my client easy life.
Okay.
So, like for example, we have marquee numbers rental, but it's along with balloons.
Right.
We don't do it by themselves.
Okay. So you can rent it, but you do have to still buy
because sometimes the clients need. It's like sometimes myself. Right. I have to look vendors.
Yep.
And I don't want it to sound rude, but sometimes dealing, especially with timing, or they have different sizes, or they have a different looking, to find the perfect match, sometimes it's hard. So I just give it the option to my client, okay, we have that service, so you don't have to look any other vendor.
We can do both, yeah.
We can do both.
Awesome.
But it's a long camp with balloons. And the arches, normally we have the stand, but I know a lot of people that work with flowers and they want to have a special arrangement with flowers.
Right.
We don't do that. We just always is along with balloons.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah. So thank you for clarifying that. So you work in a lot of different events and on a lot of different events. What are sort of your favorite events to work with if you're doing your displays and so on? Are there any special ones that you like to work with?
Not really.
No, just kind of anything as long as you're creative?
Every event or every work
Right.
give you like a lesson. It's always
Right.
you learn something from that.
That's awesome.
At the beginning, I was frustrated. Always
Right.
I like, oh, I did something wrong. I should put this.
Right.
Now it's like I take an advantage. Like,
Right.
for example, one day we're working with another vendor and they missed, they actually forget to put weights. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because they just left. They just dropped whatever they need to drop and they just left. And I was like, what am I going to do? And I said to my husband, Gio, we're in trouble. He's like, no, wait. I have more weights in the car. So one of the actually things that I learned is like you have to talk before. You have to communicate with other vendors. You have to make sure they need to leave whatever they needed, because sometimes if I don't have the weights, I'm the last person. I'm the balloon. I am the person that I put in the balloons.
Right.
So who is gonna be blamed? Like it's gonna be Majestic Balloons. Anna forget to put the weights.
Sure,
if these things fall down, it's because Anna was the last person to work here. So it's like those things is everything. Even though if it's myself, if I forget something, sometimes when I go to tear down the balloons,
right,
my work is to actually pop the balloons and make sure everything is clean.
Right.
But sometimes there is kids, right? Sometimes there is pieces of cakes.
Right.
If I take the picture and I leave those pieces, they're not gonna think that is, that's cake. Probably that's pieces of balloons on the floor.
Yeah.
And I always forget the broom.
Oh.
And it's like, because I would like to clean. So those things, I know next time I'm gonna buy a broom. I'm gonna to make sure everything is clean, to take the pictures, to send to my client, say, everything is clean. So those kind of things is always a lesson. Always is something to learn instead of like being upset or frustrated. It's like, no, I learned this for the next time.
Yeah.
And we never know, one day in the future, I can probably write a book for other balloon artists to make the life easy.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, like I always thinking that everything that happened in your life give you a lesson, give you a learning thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you're taking something from everything you do, then that's a real positive thing,
and the
right?
experience.
Yeah,
I think the most valuable thing is the experience that you have. Like, for example, I'm able to do so many things right now because I have the experience. It's just I'm a little bit chicken to teach, because I think when you're teaching, it's a lot of responsibility.
Right.
And you have to show like your students the good stuff. So that part of responsibility is like, no, I'm not ready yet. So, but I know I have the knowledge.
Anna, based on some of the stuff that you've done that I've seen, because I've been to some of those events where I've seen your work, you do incredible work. So I mean, but that shows that you're a perfectionist, right? You want to make sure that it represents you and your company. You want to make sure it's perfect. So I get that.
I always say it's like working with balloons is not perfect, because it's like it's the weather. Cold. We are in a country, like we are in a city, like when it's winter it's a different story. Cold, when it's summer it's a different story. Here we have like the wind. One day it's beautiful outside, sunny, but it's really windy. Right. And wind is not actually the best friend of balloons. So it's so many things that you have to deal here in Canada, but no, it's good. Like I like to do good things better than being perfect.
Good. Well, no, that's good. And I mean, that just means you're going to get better every single time anyways, right?
I know it's one of my problems, because I like everything perfect, but that's something that I'm learning in my real life. Like perfection is not good with good things.
So tell us, just in wrapping up, tell us you told us a little bit about what your goals are, but I want to put a little twist on this because you are Spanish. Tell us what your goals are. Again, you talked about the fact you'd love it to be part of your family and to grow the business. Tell us a little bit about that, but can you take a second and tell our viewers about it, but in Spanish?
In Spanish?
Yes.
Do you want that I talk in Espanol?
Tell us what your goals are for the company. Take a minute or so and tell us what it is in Espanol.
So do you want that I say my goals in Spanish?
Absolutely everything. I won't be able to understand any of it. Maybe I'll catch the odd word, but that's about it. But I think it's important for our viewers to understand.
Yeah, because I have to be honest. Like one of the most struggling things that I'm facing is talking, because I have so many ideas to making reels. I would like to make so many things, but when I have to think in English, or when I have to do
So, Anna, just think about people like myself who have to think about things in Spanish. There's no comparison. I think you've done pretty good. So
it's tough.
Take a second and tell us. You're
Okay.
doing great. You're fantastic.
No, it's funny because I want to talk in Spanish now. Like,
no, you want to speak in English.
No, yo creo que lo más bonito de tener un negocio es que te guste lo que haces. O sea, que sea algo que te apasione, que tú sientas que te guste. No hay nada más lindo que tú ir a trabajar y que te sientas con ganas, que sepas lo que haces, que puedas dar un buen servicio, que las personas queden contentos, que puedas conocer gente, hacer amistades. Yo pienso que eso es lo más bonito de trabajar. Y si tú me preguntas cuál es la razón por la que trabajo o qué es lo que yo quiero a futuro, es eso, que me gusta lo que hago y que si mi familia puede estar conmigo para disfrutar eso, bienvenidos y dichosos. So now you want the translation?
Excellent. No. I mean, I heard maybe 3 or 4 words I recognize, but
no.
Yeah.
I just saying, like, if you work with passion, it's like really beautiful, really amazing to love what you do.
Yeah,
and I'm
true.
really glad. Actually, yesterday we were talking because I'm talking with a couple moms in a soccer field because my older son, he likes to play soccer.
Right.
And I don't know why we're talking about like a dream work. And I say, I have my dream work. The
Right.
only thing is I need more clients.
Maybe we'll get you some more.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I love what I do. I know I have the experience. I know I have like knowledge.
Right.
And the only thing is like I need people know that I'm here.
Good.
That I can do so many things. I know sometimes people thinking about the budget, thinking
Right.
about like the money. But you pay for what you receive,
Absolutely.
right? And one of my other goals or dreams is to have my own shop. And I don't want you as a client now because I don't have the shop. In future, I have to charge you more
Right.
because now I have a shop.
Yeah.
No, I prefer to charge you now what I have to charge. So in the future, when I have my shop, you still be my client.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to say that I'm pricey. I actually charge you for what you're receiving.
Yeah, no,
for
good.
a service, for good quality balloons. It's not those balloons that you buy from different websites or something like that.
And I will tell you this much. From what I've learned in my life, if you're doing a quality service, then you need to charge for it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reality of it. And if you're stand behind your service the way you do, then you don't need to make any excuses for it. Good on you. You have to charge what you have to charge. You know, businesses are in business to make a profit, right? And as long as it's a fair price and it's the right product, then clients will pay it. That's the end of the start and end of it, right? So,
Yeah.
So tell us, while we're wrapping up here, because I just saw the time check there, tell our viewers where they can find, what's your website address?
Oh my God. www.majesticballoons.ca. Oh my God, it's so hard.
Awesome. Good for you. Is there anything else before we wrap up you want to share with our viewers?
No. Actually,
No?
thank you so much for the
All right.
opportunity
You're very welcome.
because
Thanks for being here.
talking in English for I don't know how long. For me, I've been like 2 hours talking. But I'm a good talker. I don't know how to say. Like I can talk for so long.
Fine, yeah.
But sometimes I'm a little bit afraid to talk, or I'm nervous, or I don't trust too much in myself.
Right.
That I can do things.
Remember I said you're a perfectionist?
Exactly. So
You're a
the thing is,
perfectionist,
like, no,
Anna.
thank you so
But
much
that's okay.
for
You're very
the
welcome.
opportunity and for trusting in my work. I think one of the things like make you be better is when
Right.
people trust in you.
Absolutely. Folks, Anna, thank you so much for being here. Ana Maria Arias from Majestic Balloons. Folks, check out our website at majesticballoons.ca. They're a fantastic company, and you'll get to deal with Anna. Thanks so much, folks. Anna, thanks so much again.
No, thank you so much.
All the
Good.
best.